Hello and a very warm welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham for the 2012 Yonex All-England Badminton Championships. Event number 3 on the 12 tournament OSIM BWF World Superseries. And not only the third event of the year, but also one of the 5 premier events, because last year the BWF promoted 5 of those 12 tournaments to an even higher premier status. Of course, those 5 premiers are the Korean, we've already had that, now the All England, Indonesia, Denmark and China. And as you can see at the end of those 12 tournaments, there are Super Series finals. The top 8 in each 5 disciplines will qualify for those Super Series finals. But of course, today is a very important day because this All England Championship is the last premier Super Series event before the end of the Olympic qualifying period. So the players, I can tell you, all the best players are here. And my goodness, what a good lineup we've got for this afternoon. 5 matches for you, and we're starting with men's doubles and home favourites Adcock and Ellis. They're up against the 2008 winners Jung and Yong from Korea. They of course are the number 2 seeds. Then we've got women's doubles, and it features the silver and bronze medalists from last year's World Championships, Jwala Gutta and Ashwini Ponappa of India, up against the silver medalists Tian Ching and Zhao Yunlei. Then we've got men's singles and the 2-time defending champion, the current world number 1 Lee Chong Wei of Malaysia. He's up against the Dane Hans Christian Vittinghus. Then women's singles, and this is extraordinary, a repeat of last year's women's singles final. They're meeting in the 2nd round this year. The defending champion Wang Shaxian of China up against Iriko Hirose. And then our last match, the Olympic champions Marcus Guido and Hendra Setiawan up against Matthias Bo and Carsten Mogensen, the defending All-England champions. So when I say it's a great lineup, that is certainly not underestimating the stars on view this afternoon. It really is terrific. Well, as you can see, we're all ready to go. The players are just about to be announced onto court, and our first match is men's doubles. C.Adcock and A.Ellis up against Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae of Korea. Well, I'm Jill Clark, and I'm absolutely delighted to say that sitting alongside me for the first time is former England international Anthony Clark. Of course, you've been in an All-England final back in 2007, mixed doubles finalist, and of course a couple of silver medals from World Championships to add to your long list of achievements. Anthony, this really is a great occasion for the 2 youngsters from England.
Absolutely. I think this is every English player's dream, to be in an All-England sort of 2nd round and hopefully progressing on from that. It was an absolute dream of mine to make the final here, and it really is like the Wimbledon of tennis, this event. So really going beyond, you know, expectations. Tournament is a real bonus.
Yes, indeed, because of course C.Adcock and A.Ellis yesterday put out a very highly rated Indonesian pair. In fact, an Indonesian pair that are currently number 10 in the world rankings. Well, there's A.Ellis, the 25-year-old Ellis. Well, this is a huge occasion for them. Of course, at the moment, down at number 26 in the world ranking. They are 1 place up from last week, but of course they're battling to qualify for the Olympic Games. Just the top 16 qualify, but it is all rather more complicated than that, I have to say, because you're not allowed more than 3 players from any one country, unless they're all in the top 4. Well, there is the result that I was talking about against Alvin Yulianto Chandra and Hendra Aprida Gunawan of Indonesia. Having dropped that opening game, came back so strongly. 50 minutes it took to battle their way through, 21-13 in that deciding game. Well, that, incidentally, in individual competition, was their first win of 2012, and it might just be the catalyst to really give them more confidence and go from strength to strength. So to their opponents, well, Jung Jae-sung, the older of the two men, 29 years of age. Lee Yong-dae on the left as we look at them, number 2 in the world rankings, and of course the number 2 seeds. They have been as high as number 1. That was back in January 2009, but so often have come so close, and yet so far. Twice silver medalists at World Championships, this men's doubles pair. Well, their first round match was against the Malaysian qualifiers, and it really was very simple indeed. 2 previous tournaments they played this year, the Koreans, and lost in the final of both of them, and that included last week at the German Grand Prix. Well, these 2 pairs have met each other 3 times previously, and as you can see, rather ominous as far as the English pair are concerned, because they've yet to register a victory. That last encounter was in the first round of the China Open, 2 straight games. But, Anthony, they have gone the full distance previously, and it was at this very tournament last year, in the first round of the All England a year ago, it was 3 games.
Absolutely. C.Adcock and A.Ellis are a very, very physical pair, and this kind of arena suits them. I think it's quite a slow place to play, and when the speed of the game comes in too much, which the Koreans have the edge on the English pair, it's I think bringing the pace down a little bit is what Chris and A.Ellis definitely need to do today.
Well, Jung Jae-sung, there he is, oldest man on court at the age of 29, and of course he has been struggling with injury of late. Missed the Malaysian Open, having lost in the final of Korea. His shoulder, which has been a long-term problem, was such a worry to him that he pulled out of the Malaysian.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Asian players suffer with a lot of injuries. The training that they go through on a regular basis, possibly 6, 7, 8 hours of training every day, takes its toll. And this year, being Olympic qualifying year, everybody's playing a lot more events than they would normally like to do, and it does have its toll on the body.
Well, there's our umpire, Wolfgang Lund, and our service judge, Eric Hurt. Umpires and service judges from all corners of the globe, ensuring impartiality in these crucial matches. Well, there's the England coaches. Kenny Ornison on the left as we look at them. Graham Hurrell on the right. Jung Jae-sung, far side. Now, he's my era of player. What a great player he was too.
And on my right, C.Adcock, A.Ellis, England. Yong-dae to serve to A.Ellis. Level play. One love.
Well, of course, as we were alluding to just a moment ago, the Koreans vastly more experienced. Champions here at the All England back in 2008. Oh, it's a great smash from Lee Yong-dae.
2.
Absolutely. Both of these Koreans have got incredible power. It's Jung Jae-sung that really does have the power from the back of the court, but Lee Yong-dae really, he does jump very, very well around this court.
Yes. Signs of early nerves, it has to be said, from the English pairing.
Love.
That's understandable, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. The Koreans are awesome together, and I think the pressure's got to them a little bit.
4.
Yeah, that's a nervous error. Of course, C.Adcock, silver medalist at last year's World Championships in the mixed doubles. with Imogen Bankier. And of course he'll be in action later today because they had a terrific result very, very late last night, defeating the world champions, getting their revenge.
Two Koreans are looking very confident at the start of this match, really showing the English pair exactly how they want to set this match.
It's a good smash from Ellis.
Service over.
That's the kind of smash that Andy Ellis is very capable of doing, but it's that kind of smash that's going to have to be produced on a regular basis against these two. Koreans pride themselves on having what you call a brick wall defence.
Service over. 6-1.
He reads the game so well, does Lee Yong-dae. And I have to say, Anthony, that the Koreans do have a favoured formation, don't they? Which is getting Lee Yong-dae to the front of the court where he's so creative and leaving Jung Jae-sung at the back to thunder down those smashes.
Service over.
Absolutely. You know, I've played against this pair many times, and Lee Yong-dae is probably the best net player in the game currently. Okay, there's a couple of the Chinese that would maybe contend with him with that one, but he's so creative around the net. You just don't know what he's going to do. His movement's so explosive from that front line that he becomes so dangerous, and then Jung's smash behind is incredibly powerful, and as a combination that way around, they're often unplayable.
That's a good rally.
Service over.
It's a good rally. And presumably, you know, a couple of long rallies like that will help settle the nerves.
Absolutely. You know, when you are nervous at the start of a match, you just need to get the legs going, you know, really get into the game. And the Koreans very, very rarely make mistakes. And that's the pressure they put on you. You've got to bring your best games to the table every time you step on court against these players. And unfortunately, at the moment, the Koreans have got a bit too much to offer.
Service over. 3-8.
It's clever. Yeah, it's relentless. It really is.
Jung Jae-sung has one of the most fantastic stop drops in the game today. It's he winds up so much with his legs and arm that you really do think he's going to smash it at you every time, and that's what scares you with this kind of a pair. You know, they don't do the same things all the time. The variety's so what kills you. The power is relentless, but they also have the real deft touches that confuse you and you sort of panic, really.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, well, they had to work so hard for that rally.
That's the Koreans at their best, soaking up all the pressure and, you know, even committed to the dive. But the last final shot, that's exactly the way the English players have got to play. Give Jung Jae-sung no pace whatsoever, actually, when you hit it hard at him, he's probably got the best defence in the world. He's got a low centre of gravity, always in the right position, and the slower one is what he makes the mistake from.
Four, 9.
Well, 5 points adrift. And that equates exactly to that 5-love lead that the Koreans managed to establish right at the start of this.
Hey! 5, 9.
Looking much more relaxed now, this English combination.
A couple of mistakes on the bounce from the Koreans now. You know, they've dominated from the start of this match and can get a bit sloppy at times.
Service over.
Well, just when I thought that the nerves
6.
had been overcome, well, I think, in all honesty, sometimes forced into the error on serve because Lee Yong-dae is so good on the return. There's the change of pace again.
Service
Absolutely.
over.
C.Adcock has every skill that you could possibly want on a badminton court, and that's what he does bring to the table. It's not just about power and speed, it's his softer touches which actually make him the kind of player that he is. And that's the way to confuse the Korean players.
Now it's gone wide.
8.
Again, it was the soft touch down to the net from the English lads that brought the error. This is the thing with the Korean guys. When you hit hard at them and play their game, that's what they love. That's what they train for every day. When you start to make them think about it a little more, make them play creatively, that's when they're dangerous.
Service fault has been called. Struck above the waist, says our service judge, Eric Kurt. And so we go to the mid-game interval. And the Koreans with a 3-point advantage. And there is Kim Kyung-jin, winner of the men's doubles here back in 2007 with Ha-Tai Kwan. Goodness me, he was a character, wasn't he? Koreans have always had such a tradition in the doubles events. Anthony was not so much so in the singles.
Yeah, it seems to me that the way they train seems to produce a lot more doubles players. Very, very strong physical players, very explosive kind of movements, and I would imagine that's the way they train on a regular basis. So a lot of their younger players naturally see that, you know, they've got Olympic champions and world champions to try and emulate, and they tend to go along those lines. And
11.
you know, I mean, just look at the overhead power of the two Korean guys. It's really impressive, and you know, a lot of the youngsters try and want to be these kind of guys.
And there's the power once again from Jung Jae-sung. It is remarkable because he's not the tallest of athletes. 168, that's 5'6". Oh, my goodness, he can thunder down the smashes.
Oh! 13-8.
Right idea, wrong execution.
Absolutely, Chris tried to do the right sort of thing here, but that's the thing with the Koreans. They put you under so much pressure to play such quality shots that you end up making a mistake.
Well, perhaps trying to be a little too clever there.
14-8.
I think C.Adcock realises that he's going to have to do something special today to be able to overturn the Koreans. He's got the skills, but
Oh, racket gone. Yeah, got away with it though. Immediately he hit the smash, he knew that the strings had gone in his racket. Got himself forward to the net. There, the racket's gone. Plays a drop shot, moves forward. Great understanding between the two Korean players. Yeah, always put a spare where a player can just dash off court and grab another new racket and continue playing. Seen that a few times with players running off the court in the middle of the rally, getting back in time to continue.
Service over. 9-15.
Oh, good judgment. Lets the shuttle drop just long of that back line. Oh, yeah, good call by the line judge. Good judgment. Oh, I think another string's gone. It's a super rally. Meets with the approval from the English bench. Yeah, I thought as much.
It's a great rally. Second racket broken from Lee Young-dae. But, I mean, he played some incredible shots in and around the net with a broken string. You know, the English players didn't really capitalise on the fact that he had broke a string there. You know, normally you would try and send the player to the back of the court and try and get them to hit smashes. Very, very difficult to actually play a shot with a broken string, and they were in a way lucky to get away with that one.
Very much a courtesy amongst the players that you're allowed to try out a new racket. A couple of quick hits.
11-15.
Oh, it's just long. Goodness me.
Service over.
A.Ellis, the work rate in that rally
16,
was phenomenal. But
11.
Anthony, I did feel at one stage it all seemed to be getting a little too frantic.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just brilliant, the way the Koreans are trying to play that rally. Even if they don't win every rally, what they're making the English pair do is work very, very hard. This is a classic trait from the Koreans. They really do work hard in their training environment, and that's what they're trying to replicate. They put the hours and hours in to make our opponents work so hard around this court.
Go! 17-11.
Pushed it wide.
18.
He's disappointed with that.
11.
3 points now from the opening game. Former champions.
Service over.
Landed on the line.
12-18.
Yeah, plumb on the line.
Service over.
You know, he was pushed very deep in his defensive stance, was C.Adcock.
It's very clever in the placement of that smash. Right onto the left hip of C.Adcock.
That's gone long.
20.
And it means
Game point.
that the former
12.
champions now have 8 opportunities to close out this opening game. Well saved.
Over. 13-20. Game.
This time, second time of asking. 21-13. The number 2 seeds looking very impressive indeed.
21-30.
So the Korean coaches busy talking to their men. And of course, Yong, the gold medalist at Olympic Games when he was still a teenager. Extraordinary. So, Anthony, what do you make of all of that?
It's a very impressive performance from the Koreans so far. They're so relaxed in the way they're playing at the moment. Their power, strength, fitness, everything about their game at the moment is just oozing confidence. And the English pair, C.Adcock and A.Ellis, just don't really know how to break that sort of that wall that is the Korean defence. And what they were doing well was playing the nice soft touches to the net and allowing the Koreans to actually make mistakes.
So, Kennett's Jonassen, well, really quite animated in the way he's talking. I think he'll be pretty happy with the way they're playing, because this, in all honesty, is a step up in level.
1, 20 seconds.
Now playing the number 2 pair in the world.
Second game, love all. Play.
So I wonder if we can glean anything in these early stages of the second game. Of course, you know these 2 coaches exceptionally well. You've played under their guidance for a number of years. What do you think they've probably been saying to the English combination? What should they try and do here?
Kenneth Jonassen would definitely have been saying that they've got to take the net away from Lee Young-dae, and also they've got to play a lot softer. You know, the Koreans feed off hard shots so well that they've got to dominate with a bit of a different style to what they're trying at the moment. They've already started doing that.
3, love.
Yeah, much more positive start to this second game.
4, love.
Fantastic power from A.Ellis. He has great movement around the court, and when he does get overhead, incredibly steep angles as well as power.
Service over. 1-4.
Got a bit lazy to the end of that rally, C.Adcock. Again, that's what the Koreans are trying to do. They're making them work very, very hard, making the English pair cover a lot of court out there. So even if the Koreans don't win the point, they're making their opponents really suffer.
Oh my goodness me, there's been an overrule from Wolfgang Lund, the umpire. He says that it was called good by the line judge, but an immediate overrule from the umpire, correcting the line call. Well, oof, that was close. Well, I'll let you make your own minds up over that. Oof.
Definitely looked in from where I was standing, but it's the umpire's call, and he did it very quickly, so he's obviously confident.
Oh, another string gone. Oh, that's clever. Very, very clever from Jung Jae-sung. Little change of pace.
Absolutely brilliant. That's Jung Jae-sung at his best. He takes such a wind-up to go for the big power shot that he can pull off this stop drop, and you just can't run in on it. It's incredibly difficult to be ready for that shot and dig that one out. You know, maybe a dive would be needed to get that one.
This, of course, this man's last All England. He's announced that he will retire after the Olympic Games. 29-year-old from Jeonju in South Korea.
3-4.
Serves in the army. In fact, missed the All England a few years ago because he was doing his military service. Three, 4.
4-all.
Yeah, that's right, what you were saying about being in the army, Jill. He definitely went away for quite some time and actually came back a lot stronger than he was before. So, obviously did him some good.
It's a good rally. Oh, it's a very good rally. Much more patience from the English pair.
It's another broken string from Lee Young-dae, and strangely seems to give up whenever he breaks a string. Sort of thinks, okay, I'll just go on to the next rally. A lot of players will always try to continue that just for that hope that the opponent will make a mistake.
Of course, Lee Young-dae shock exit yesterday in the mixed doubles. He and his partner were the number 7 seeds, Hart Jung, lost in the first round to a Japanese pair of Sato and Matsuo. A big shock that was, because of course he's the reigning Olympic champion in mixed doubles.
5-4. Service over. 5-all.
.268. It's about 166 miles per hour. Yeah, once again, a clever change of pace from Yong.
C.Adcock keeps trying to add a little bit too much skill into this game. He did a bit of an inside-out shot to start with, and he's trying to create something that's not really there. He's got to try and work the gaps by making the Koreans move around the back a lot more first.
Go! 7-5.
Just look like they've got their confidence back again, the Koreans. This is the variation from the Koreans there. Just a different change of pace. A.Ellis not really ready for that one. Didn't move his feet into position quick enough.
Yeah, now that was well taken.
Service over.
Pounced on that. Took it early.
6-7.
Definite set play from the English pair here. A.Ellis going one way. C.Adcock really likes to step up on his forehand side. It totally leaves the back of the court open, and that's where A.Ellis will come round him and look for the big jump smash.
Go! 7-all.
Just enough pace to get it past Jung Jae-sung. Slight discrepancy as to whether the shuttle should be changed or not. Umpire agrees with the English combination. Crouch defence from A.Ellis. And there was a huge gap across court.
Actually got a very good defence for a big guy, A.Ellis. His reactions in training, incredible. You know, this is the kind of stuff that he likes, you know, feeding off a very, very hard smash. And he does see the shuttle probably better than any other English player that I've seen for a long time. And that's the kind of game they've got to adapt.
Service over. 8-all.
Unnecessary mistake from A.Ellis from the back there. You know, he creates a shot like he did in the last rally, which was so good, and then a very basic overhead that he put straight in the net.
Oh, that's just delightful. What a wonderful shot from Jung Jae-sung.
9.
And that's exactly what you were talking about, this huge leap in the air.
There's nothing you can do about that. You need to be deep enough to be able to retrieve his smash. He's got so much power overhead. For a little guy, you don't expect that kind of smash coming at you. So you're almost scared of his smash and you back off too much. And he almost knows it. He can see your body weight transferring backwards. He throws in the stop drop. And it catches so many players. It's not like one in a few that fall for it. Everybody falls for that shot.
clever. Aim towards the
Sorry,
right
so
hip of Yong.
9-4.
And I suppose if there's one small weakness with Yong, it is the fact that he does tend to defend backhand action even when it's down his forehand side.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing with Yong as well is he switches off mentally quite a bit. He knows he's probably the best player on court, a very confident kind of player, but he's not always in there, you know, with his emotions, and you can see he's lolloping around a little bit at the moment, but he relaxes a little bit too much, and his partner then gets a bit frustrated with him.
Service over. 10-9.
Oh, my word. Luck of the net courts favouring Adcock.
Fantastic dive in the middle of that rally from Jung. There we go. Played a fantastic shot, and he really got his partnership back into it. Again, lucky from the English pair to get the net cord.
And court just needing to be mopped after that dive. Court attendant dashes on.
10.
And once again, all level.
Service over. 11-10.
Well,
Into.
absolutely desperate defence from the Koreans, but it pays off for them because they go to the mid-game interval with the narrowest of possible margins, just 1 point in it. There's a little change of pace. That was clever. That was the right thing to do. Well, having gained the opportunity and then made the error. Look how deep their defensive stance are. They're so far back in court, but they've got the speed to readjust and come forward again.
Absolutely. The leg power of the two Koreans is so impressive. They can almost stand on the back line and still get a drop shot back. As Jung throws himself about this court, he's got such a low centre of gravity. Even when he dives, he can recover so quickly because of his leg power that he's jumping up and he's ready every single time. He's never off balance for the shot after he's got off the ground.
Eleven, 10, play.
Well worked.
11.
Fantastic movement from A.Ellis there. Really got his partnership rotating round each other. And the switch to C.Adcock. Chris is in perfect position, waiting for the cross-court lift, and a very short one from Jung on that occasion.
Ooh, bit of loose serve, got away with it.
Service over.
And of course, Anthony, I mean, most people watching this, the Koreans, very, very famous in the world of badminton, twice World Championship silver medalists, you know, but the English combination, they've had some good results, including last year at the French Open, beating the current Olympic champions. So this is not beyond the realms of possibility.
Absolutely not. A.Ellis and C.Adcock train as hard as anybody else in the world, and they're very, very passionate about what they do. You know, against some pairs, their speed and power works tremendously well. Unfortunately today, they're playing against the world #2 pair, and it just seems to be a little level above what they're capable of. This kind of performance against, you know, a slightly lower ranked pair would be enough to go through to the next round. That's the unfortunate nature of this tournament. It's so strong that you've got to beat people like this if you want to progress to the later rounds.
Yes, and just to emphasise your
14,
point,
11.
of the 8 seeds, just one seeded pair losing in the first round yesterday, and that was the World Championships silver medalists from last year. Go Sung-hyung and Lee Young-sung of Korea. And every single
15,
pair in the draw.
11.
We need power now from the rear. Yeah. Come on.
We need power now from the rear. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, they do look like they've really stepped up the pace in the last couple of rallies. And that's what the Koreans are capable of doing. They do switch off sometimes, and then all of a sudden, it's like you flick a switch, back in, speed, power, and they just take the game away from opponents.
I'm surprised that the English coach, though, was saying power from the back. I personally have thought that their mixture of fast and slow has been very effective.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jill. It is an interesting one, but maybe he feels that they've just got to really take everything to the Koreans and take them on actually what they're good at. You know, it's actually what the English pair are very good at too, but we'll see.
Go wide, and to me,
Service over.
looking at that, as soon as they get into these fast, flat
16,
exchanges,
12.
I can only see one outcome, because I think the Koreans are superb at that style of play.
They're just the world number 2 for that very reason. You try and take them on at what they're good at, you're going to come out a loser every single time. You might win the
He's gone for his racket. He's taken a new racket in the middle of the rally. Brings a smile to the face of Kenneth Jonassen. Well, you were talking in the opening game about the number of rackets that Lee Yong-dae was breaking, and that he didn't seem to really care about it. Well, A.Ellis.
That's just brilliant. You know, the speed he had to get off the court, get back on again. Clever play from C.Adcock, give his partner time to get back into the game with a nice soft shot to the net. And so many times I've seen it happen where a player goes off for a new racket. Opponents relax that little bit because they think they've got the rally won. And it ends up the pair that changed the racket go on and win
13,
it.
16.
Extraordinary. Well, can they build on that? 3 points adrift at the moment. Well, indeed, they can build on it.
Brilliant from C.Adcock.
14,
Again,
16.
another situation where he decides he's going to go running in, takes the advantage, steps in and kills it. Brilliant tactics.
Yes, take the half chance to do something a little bit different at the front of the court.
Service over.
Clever reply.
And
Once again, just giving it enough pace. Well, the umpire being very strict here. That was just a little frustrated
14.
little tap on the net, and the umpire saying, just watch it. Don't want to get racket abuse warning. And this is
18,
perhaps where the
14.
inexperience is showing, because at these tight stages, of course, the Koreans now just 3 points away from a place in the third round. And you've got to make your opponents play the shuttle.
Service over.
Absolutely. This is sort of a great thing from the Koreans, that when it does get close, they know when to turn on the gas. That's the inexperience of the English pair, that they just can't afford to give 2 easy points to a pair of this kind of standard.
Once again, right idea, wrong execution.
Service over.
But you've got to give credit to the Koreans. That defensive
19,
shot from Lee Yong-dae,
15.
he created an angle out of nothing, guiding the shuttle across court into the open space. another good rally, and it was another good idea. But sadly, for home fans, another error from the English racket.
The defence from the Korean players again. It's literally like trying to hit through a brick wall at times.
Match point 15.
So now 5 opportunities to book their place in the quarter-final. And that's gone well wide. And indeed, it is the match. The first time of asking the number 2 seeds have ended the run of the English pair of C.Adcock and A.Ellis. 2 straight games. 21-13, 21-15.
Won by Yong, 21-13, 21-15.
So the umpire confirms the score. 42 minutes, the match to secure that victory. 21-13, 21-15, and I have to say the Koreans are looking very, very impressive. So there we can see the first men's doubles pair to book their place in the quarterfinals, and it is the former champions, Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae. And of course they will play in the quarterfinal the winners of another former champions, Koo Kian-kiat and Tan Boo-hyung, the Malaysian number 6 pair, up against Hong Wei and Shen Ye.